a woman sealed all the windows of the wooden house and scattered mugwort leaves and realgar powder around it because she knew that the place was about to be attacked by a giant python. The size of this giant python was beyond everyone's imagination, and its shed skin alone filled the entire ravine. It turned out that the woman was a person reborn. In her previous life, when she and her companions came to this place for an outing, they were suddenly attacked by a 100-meter-long giant python. In the face of life and death, her boyfriend and best friend not only abandoned her, but even knocked her unconscious to attract the giant python's attention so that they could survive. She then became the python's meal. Perhaps even the heavens could not tolerate her boyfriend's shamelessness, and allowed the woman to be reborn on the day of the outing. At first, she thought it was just a nightmare, but now the car suddenly stopped just like in the dream, and even the oil leak was exactly the same as in the previous life. At the same time, the news also reported that a landslide had blocked all the exits. Seeing the exact same scene as in the dream, she finally realized that she was not dreaming but had been reborn. Watching her best friend and boyfriend sneaking around behind her back, the woman didn't feel any jealousy, only endless panic. At this moment, she accidentally stepped on the shed snakeskin on the ground, and she instantly felt a chill down her spine. She quickly stopped everyone from entering the mountain, and told them about the python's appearance. However, she was only met with ridicule. No matter how she explained while pointing at the snakeskin, they simply did not believe that such a large python could exist in the world. They even said that if there really was a giant python, they would catch it at night and make soup for everyone to drink. Little did they know that they had already been targeted by the giant python. At this time, the resort manager, upon learning that their car had broken down, came to pick them up to rest. Although the woman's heart was filled with fear, she had no choice but to go to the resort with everyone. However, no one noticed that the inconspicuous snakeskin was actually over 100 meters long. After everyone entered the resort, the woman still couldn't help but tell the manager about the giant python. However, the manager, who had lived here for decades, did not believe in the existence of a giant python, and told the woman to rest assured and stay here. At this moment, the manager discovered that the newly purchased generator was broken. Just as she was about to go closer to check, the woman suddenly pulled her back, because she remembered that in her previous life, the girl had lost her legs when she went to check the machine and it suddenly exploded. In the end, she did not escape the giant python's attack. However, faced with the woman's obstruction, the manager was dismissive, and said that this was a newly purchased imported generator, and that there would be no problems. But as soon as she finished speaking, the machine exploded. Yet, when the woman told her again that a giant python would attack tonight, she still found it a bit hard to believe. Seeing the manager's doubt, the woman decided to prepare herself first. Then, according to her memories from her previous life, she chose the most dilapidated wooden house as her resting place, because she clearly remembered that there was an indestructible basement underneath the wooden house. Afterward, she scattered the things that snakes fear the most outside the house, and stocked up on sufficient supplies. As long as she could survive the giant python's attack tonight, she would be able to wait for the arrival of the rescue team. However, when night fell, the ignorant crowd was still blasting music, completely unaware that this would attract the giant python's attention even more.